And the single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Progress is impossible without change. And those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. A government that robs Peter to pay Paul can always depend on the support of Paul. The moment we want to believe something, we suddenly see all the arguments for it and become blind to the arguments against it. People who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. That the greatest of evils and the worst of crimes is poverty. There is no love sincerer than the love of food. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. The golden rule is that there are no golden rules. Beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance. Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. The first condition of progress is the removal of censorship. Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same one a second time. The more things a man is ashamed of, the more respectable he is. Liberty means responsibility. That is why most men dread it. I learned long ago never to wrestle with the pig. You get dirty, and besides, the pig likes it. The worst sin towards our fellow creatures is not to hate them, but to be indifferent to them. That's the essence of inhumanity. Do not do unto others as you would that they should do unto you. Their tastes may not be the same. My way of joking is to tell the truth. It's the funniest joke in the world. The only man I know who behaves sensibly is my tailor. He takes my measurements anew each time he sees me, while all the rest go on with their old measurements and expect me to fit them. The power of accurate observation is commonly called cynicism by those who have not got it. I learned long ago never to wrestle with a pig. You get dirty, and besides, the pig likes it way. A fashion is nothing but an induced epidemic. A fool's brain digests philosophy into folly, science into superstition, and art into pedantry. Hence, university education. A gentleman is one who never hurts anyone's feelings unintentionally. A life spent in making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. A man learns to skate by staggering about and making a fool of himself. Indeed, he progresses in all things by resolutely making a fool of himself. A man of great common sense and good taste is a man without originality or moral courage. A man of my spiritual intensity does not eat corpses. A man's interest in the world is only an overflow from his interest in himself. A perpetual holiday is a good working definition of hell. A pessimist is a man who thinks everybody is as nasty as himself and hates them for it. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. A pessimist, confronted with two bad alternatives, chooses both. A true artist will let his wife starve, his children go barefoot, his mother drudge for her living at 70 sooner than work at anything but his art. All progress depends on the unreasonable man. Better see rightly on £1 a week than squint on 1,000,000. Democracy is a device that ensures we shall be governed no better than we deserve. If you have an apple and I have an apple and we exchange these apples, then you and I will still each have one apple. But if you have an idea and I have an idea and we exchange these ideas, then each of us will have 2 ideas. Life is not about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself. The only man who behaves sensibly is my tailor. He takes my measurements anew each time he sees me. The rest go on with their old measurements and expect me to fit them. The only service a friend can really render is to keep up your courage by holding up to you a mirror in which you can see a noble image of yourself. We are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility for our future. Youth is a wonderful thing. What a crime to waste it on children. Science never solves a problem without creating 10 more. I learned long ago never to wrestle with a pig. You get dirty and besides, the pig likes it. Beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance.